Master Tavern Keeper's History of the Old World.
Och, well, so we've talked about the initiation into this cult of Manann as a priest, or as a priestess. But what I want to know now is this. How do I spot one of these cracked pots so I can give them a wide, bloomin' berth?
Fair enough. Well, it might be trickier than with the clergy of other cults, actually. They mostly wear regular clothes, you see, even as they go about their duties. Although the things that they undertake alone may well be enough to give them away to a canny observer. That said, when one of their holy days comes around, or they are leading prayers at a gathering, you'll more often than not see them wearing blue-green, or greenish-blue, or bluish-grey robes. These are oft trimmed with a wave pattern in blue and white. Many also wear fetishes and talismans depicting waves, albatrosses, or Manann's five-tined crown. Tattoos and piercings are also common. Indeed, one thing I didn't mention about Engla Brack was that she was covered from head to foot in body ink and jewellery. She was quite a striking woman, even as she strode forth into middle age and became the matriarch of the sea.
Oh, no, she actually sounds like my kind of woman.
Ah, now I can see that, yes. And both you and I are no strangers to ink on our own bodies, as well as inked women.
Och, to be true. And I've always thought that your better half has a fine set of tattoos on her.
Ah, well, thank you very much. No complaints, to be true, as you say. But I've also heard this. The women down in the Painted Lady have nominated you Man of the Year 2 years straight, I do believe.
Och, that's right. But not for the reason that you're implying right now, you old dirty sea dog. The old mistress there swears by my herbal remedies. Says it keeps her girls healthy and in tip-top condition, which obviously in their line of work is very important. Oh, yeah, I do believe that is the case. But this Painted Lady, it is not my kind of place. I much prefer the boys down in the Filagri of Fado, down on the docks.
Ah, yes, I have heard. But actually, I do not think that this particular conversation is what the neophytes are here for.
Och, too right it isn't. Please, Master Tavern Keeper, Septimus, please, just continue with what you were saying about these turbulent priests.
Ah, good call, Master Alchemist. Well, something else that might give a priest of Manann away is the fact that they are extremely irritable, at least when not at sea. The reason is this. They live to be on the ocean and closer to their deity. When they're not at sea, they're making plans to go back to sea. Anything else is, for them, simply a distraction.
Oh, yeah, I see.
As such, I'm sure you can imagine that, they all have indefatigable sea legs and, sturdy guts, primed to drink their fair share of rum and grog.
Oh, well, much like yourself, then.
Why, thank you. Although, I have to say, I feel sorry for you, Master Alchemist, all hunched muscle and sinew as you are.
Och, tell me about it. Try as I might, I just can't seem to pile on the fat.
Oh, my dear, I would not give that any more thought. I think your rough, muscled, boyish physique is, perfect.
Oh, thank you very much there, Heinrich. Coming from you, I know that comment's coming from your heart. Oh, yeah. I have a deep fascination and eye for the male physique. Give me bulging biceps over a bulging beer belly any day of the week. Oh, no offense, Master Tavern Keeper. I noticed that you actually have both.
No offense taken, my dear knight. It actually, it comes with the job, I'm afraid.
Anyhow, Septimus, what the heck are we talking about here? Why don't you go on and tell us about these here priests?
Ah, yes, indeed. Well, we've touched on the initiation into the cult of Manann. Next, Engla told me the following with regards what most of the sailor priests of Manann get up to upon becoming fully fledged initiates. Noon. Most priests of Manann follow one of two paths. Either they work on and minister to the crew of one of the many ships of the Imperial Navy, exploratory ships or commercial vessels, or they dedicate themselves to crewing the temples and shrines of Lord Manann and looking after the local congregations. I myself have primarily followed this latter path, although I too spent a couple of years on the open oceans. Oh, so what does a sailor priest of Manann do on a ship? Why, we lead in prayers before a watch. We teach our fellow sailors how best to avoid earning man's ire. We bring good luck and good weather to the ship and its crew, and mitigate the effects of bringing bad fortune down upon the boat. On the ship I sailed upon, an exploratory vessel called the Flying Hellfish, its captain, Niklaus Koenig, had me deliver sermons from the poop deck to the assembled crew twice a week, ending each with either a hymn or a rousing shanty, depending on the tone of the sermon. Happy days. The image of a devout crew stood in prayer, their arms raised up high above their heads with their index fingers extended, testing the wind in hopes of divining Manann's will forever have a special place in my heart. Noon, when not performing these duties, I spent my time following in the footsteps of my hero, the spiritual founder of the Order of the Albatross, Odral the Devout. Like him, I dedicated myself to cartography, refining my practice of the art of navigation, and visiting the various holy sites associated with him.
Oh, wait a moment, Master Tavern Keeper. May I just stop you there and ask a question? Who is this Odral that she is trying to emulate?
Oh, yes, I'd like to know that too, for I know that name. There is a tale from Albion, dating back to the 10th century, that has someone of the same name in it. Odral of the Sea, we call him. Ah, now I suspect it is one in the same person, actually. For Odral was a senior priest of Manann who hailed from Marienburg back in the 10th century. He was well-travelled, and it is said that he even visited Albion. But, Odral, now there is a little pot of worms to open. But, let us get into it whilst we are here, for his is a tale and legacy worth knowing.